In this video, we're going to talk about Moire patterns. You can see that I have a pattern here. The pattern has dark black lines and some orange lines and some blue lines. And now I'm going to put on an overhead overlay that has just black lines the same size as these. So I've put it here, and you can see that currently the orientation is such that underneath are the black lines. So you can see that it kind of goes dark. But if I shift it a little bit, I have blue lines. And if I shift it again, you can see the orange lines. Now that's just the background. Watch what happens when I slightly rotate it. And now I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it right to left. I'm going to move it left to right. When I move it right to left, it looks like the lines are going down that I'm creating, this sort of visual effect. And when I move it back, it looks like the lines are going upwards. That's called a Moire effect. And it shows up in nature. For example, if you're on the interstate and you're driving towards a overhead bridge that has chain link, the two chain links, the one on the foreside and the one on the backside, can interfere and create this kind of patterns that look like they're moving. I'm going to show you a different one as well. This one is a rotational pattern. So here I have some different patterns, and I have overhead lines. These are much smaller, but they're designed to go with this. And when I put it on here, you can see an effect. And when I turn it, you can see some changes in the way that those lines look. And that works for all of these here too. So those are Moire effects. It's an interference pattern that is created when the lines overlap and sometimes cancel each other out and sometimes exaggerate the effect. One of the places, I've already given the overhead bridge, but another place where you see these overhead lines is in money. So if you get a close view here, I don't know if you can see this, but if you get a close view, there's lots of little lines on money, and this is to try to distract from counterfeiting, because it's really hard for people to counterfeit it without creating a Moire effect, which you just witnessed, where it looks like there's sort of these circular lines or patterns that are created that are not part of the original design. So when people work in textiles or graphic design, they have to work very hard to prevent the Moire effect from occurring. And in this case here, their design is to try to avoid creating the Moire effect.